Hello guys, welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video I am driving to FedEx pickup location, or drop-off location rather. I am shipping a catalytic converter that I sold for $100. Now I sold two catalytic converters together, and a lot of times just a single catalytic converter could bring you as much money. All catalytic converters that you could sell for scrap, they are all different prices. So I'm kind of trying something new, and I'm learning, so I'm kind of sharing, like, I guess, like my knowledge, my know-how, and what I've learned. Now most people, they're selling these catalytic converters auction style on eBay, from what I could see, and they're getting like a lot of bids. What I did, guys, I just basically set a buy now price for my catalytic converter, and I set it, I think, like, I set it for like 180 bucks or something, I can't remember. And then I did a sale in my store, which is a 30% off sale, so it brought my catalytic converter down to like 130 bucks, give or take. And somebody was watching it, and here's what I did. When they were watching it, I sent them an email telling them, hey, 100 bucks if you want it, So they basically bought it yesterday at night. So got 100 bucks just like that from cats that would have been just kind of like laying around. So that's kind of fun. That's kind of interesting. That's, I guess, like one of the strategies. But right now, today, I have listed two more catalytic converters. Same thing, but I did it a little bit differently. Last time the listing was not that fun. You can really tell like what you're getting besides the catalytic converter. You don't know like the weight, to the cats. This time I put them on the scale, and they weigh like 13 pounds, guys. The two catalytic converters on the scale, the shipping scale, weigh 13 pounds, which is quite a bit actually. So they probably have a lot of good metal inside in them, like platinum, rhodium, palladium, stuff like that. So what I did is I did an auction style listing, but I did a starting bid like at 100, because I already know I can get $100 for it. So why start it for any less? It don't make no sense. So I'm gonna see if people are gonna be bidding, and if I sell it for more than last time, I will let you guys know, because that's going to be pretty interesting for me. In South Carolina, where I live, cars here don't require catalytic converters. Oh, I said it wrong, excuse me. These catalytic converters are like California emissions anyways, but in South Carolina there's like no inspection whatsoever. So if you don't have no catalytic converter on your vehicle, you're not going to be failing any inspections, because there is none. So that gives me the opportunity to take some of my commercial vehicles, remove the catalytic converters from them, therefore removing the air restrictions, making a vehicle a little bit more powerful in the process, and obviously more fuel efficient would be a lot better for me. And I could sell the catalytic converter to actually make a little extra money. Now, of course, brand new, these catalytic converters, they cost a lot of money, but I'm trying to figure out a whole new business strategy idea behind this whole thing. Starting out with this as a kind of like a test sample. I totally have 13 cars. What I'm gonna do is, I already know that two of the cars for sure I know. There's a PT Cruiser that I have, that I know that I could sell the cats off that, because that's just gonna be like a parts car. And then I have Nissan Murano, which is actually really nice, but there's no title for it, so I'm gonna like parting it out, so I could sell the cats off that. So I'm gonna try to do some auction style listing for that particular catalytic converters, see what I could get for them. I think Nissans and Infinity ones, they bring in pretty good money. So I'm gonna set those up, and here's the idea. If there's two cats on each one, I want to sell them individually, and I'm hoping to get at least 150 per each cat. That way each car could bring in about $300, and you kind of see where I'm going with this. I also have a auction buying license. So what I'm thinking about doing is, I'll take this, let's say like 300 bucks from one car, and I'll go buy another car for $200-300 bucks, you know what I mean? Maybe even $400-500, doesn't really matter. If I could remove the cats from that and sell that for $300, then I got most of my money back, if not all of my money back. And I've seen cars go for $200-300, guys. They go like that all the time. Now, it's a matter of, will they have a reserve on it, and will they let it go for that price? That's like a whole new, you know, story. Basically, guys, sometimes you could do buy now deals. Like, there's some cars that's like, you could tell, like, okay, this is a buy now, and you could just pick it up for like, you know, $300, $400, $500 even for these buy now cars, you know, for the low end. They might not be the car that you're looking for, but hey, if you're looking to scrap it out, that's going to be like a good deal, because you could sell the cats off of it, get like $200-300 back, and then you have everything else. You could like disassemble like an engine, or sell the engine as a whole, but the engine does not come with the starter. It does not come with alternator. It does not come with hydraulic steering pump. That's not included, and it does not come with AC compressor, so that's not included. So technically, if that's all good, you could list those parts, you know, separately, like eBay or something, because I'm going to be selling this stuff on eBay anyways, and you could make some extra money from that. And then you could also sell wheels, which I checked out the ship and actually did a thing today. Like, I did a video, screen recorded video, which I was showing you guys how much it's going to cost to, let's say, like, you know, ship something like with different type of sizes, what the price is going to be. So you can definitely sell a lot of stuff and, you know, ship it using like FedEx and stuff, but it all depends on like the dimensions. And I believe that like the wheels, they're going to be not that big, so you could actually, you know, ship them using that little method, but the shipping would be quite expensive, so I don't know if it's really worth it. I guess it remains to be seen. But I'm gonna be testing a lot of different things out, guys, and letting you guys know like how I'm like dealing with it, because anytime you start something new, there's a learning curve. And the thing is, some people are willing to share their learning curve and some people are not, because knowledge is power. And you know, if you know something that somebody else don't, you know, you'll be the one that's making money and they're not. But I'm willing to share my knowledge here on my channel, and that is the whole, you know, purpose behind my channel. Just basically sharing the knowledge with like-minded people, and hopefully we could all make a little extra money. One thing's for sure, guys, I am definitely not planning to be employed by anybody. So if I'm not employed by anybody, that means I could be employed by myself, and hopefully I'm going to be making more money at it than going to a job. So most people, they're going to go to a job that don't have like high education, and maybe they make like $10 an hour. They'll make about 80 bucks. 30 of that is going to go towards taxes, and then 50 is about, but you have to stay at the place for 8 hours, and then on top of that there's a lunch and 2 breaks, so that's like 9 hours you have to be at your job. And also like maybe like you have to get to your work about an hour and then an hour back, so that's like about 11 hours that you give out of your day, which takes up the majority of your day, to a company that pretty much owns you. And if you really think about that, guys, on a different note, that means you're really not, you don't own yourself. Somebody else owns you. Your job owns you, basically. So if they own you, then you really don't have a life if they own you. Because if you get back from work, by the time you got done sitting in traffic, even though if you work at the banks, they close at 5. Then they have to count the tills, and it's 6 o'clock before they let anybody go. And then by the time you get home, it's 7. So the only time you have is quickly grab dinner with your family, maybe put your kids to bed, maybe watch a little movie with your husband or wife, and that's it. Then you go to sleep and do it all over again, you know. And then you might be lucky to where if you work at a bank, you have Saturday and Sunday off. At least you could own that. But most jobs I worked, I didn't get Saturday and Sunday off. As a matter of fact, I worked overtimes and an extra day so I could make a little extra money. So therefore, I had like no life whatsoever. Seriously. They owned me at night, they owned me in the morning, and they owned me during the day. I had to sleep a lot of times in my car, sometimes in a chair, and sometimes a few hours here and there, you know, like at home. But I was going from job to job. I was like working like 90 hours a week, guys. And that's actually not even that crazy. My mom right now works more than that. And I'm like, Mom, that's crazy. Like, she's 60 years old and she's working that many jobs. And you need that to pay your bills. You know, it's like a catch-22. It's like you gotta have a job, you know? Without no job, you can't pay your bills. So I'm trying to give an opportunity, you know, to you guys. Maybe you're not, you know, you could have your job, but you could also sell something on the side, and then maybe this little side income can turn into, you know, like a full-time income. You know, it's not easy. Shoot, if this was easy, everybody would be doing it. But that is the thing, you know. You know, you have to try, and then you never know if you're gonna be good at it. You know, selling, you might realize that, hey, I just made $100 per day doing something I like, and all it takes me, guys, is like about 5 minutes to package an item up. I have everything set up. I'll show you my setup, guys, in upcoming videos. Like right now, it's too much stuff going on, and I'm like really not filming that kind of stuff. I'm trying to do stuff quickly, but I'll put a head type of mounted GoPro on my head, and I'll show you my process from the time the item sells to the time I find the item, package it up, you know, package everything up, and then I go and basically weigh the item, and then print the shipping label from my computer. So everything gets done like that. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm actually driving to a FedEx drop-off location, which is inside of Walgreens, out of all places. I'm gonna drop it off, and that's it. You know, between all that, let's say an hour. I spent an hour doing that, and I just sold $100 part. So that's $100. I don't have to spend 11 hours for it. You know what I mean? So then the question is, can I do this again? Can I do this repetitively? Can I do this multiple times a day? What would it take to make multiple times, let's say like sell 8 items, 9 items per day, 10 items per day? That's like $1,000 per day. That's like $30,000 per month. So what would it take? Well, if I know that, for instance, this type of catalytic converter sells really well, if I do realize that, then I'm like, okay, where can I get more catalytic converters? You know, can I list those and make more money there? Because, hey, maybe I could list, you know, 8 or 10 catalytic converters today, and a week later, auction style, they all end up selling. So there you go. That one day, I could make like $800, you know, $1,000, let's say, and then all I have to do is just like, you know, take it to a FedEx location, drop it off. There you go, $1,000 for the week. I mean, would you like to do that every week? You know, like once a week, $1,000, that's like 4,000. Where can you earn that? I mean, you would have to be like highly educated to earn that. So if we're speaking like one time a week that auction style something sells, like 7 days later, man, you own like 6 days to yourself. I mean, that's a life right there. You know, that's a life worth living. But anyways, guys, I always have some motivation and some answers to the regular problems we face every day, like money, and I like to share that knowledge, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and God bless you guys. See you in my next video. Please hit a like on this video, guys, because I care for you guys. You are my friends, and that's who I'm speaking to, guys. See you. Bye-bye. My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.